It's Queen City. All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Buckles Locker. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share all the videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you on all new videos that's posted on this channel. Shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Oh boy, we about to find out. We about to find out. On you on shape, J-Hand. That's how tender night is. Bars. We about to find out. We about to find out what the Bucks are made of this Sunday. Let's get right to it. That's right, Young DZ. I'm crispy, man. Man, hold up. Man, I'm trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Look here. I'm going to get right to it. Let's not cut no corners on this game. This is one of the games I got circled. This is one of the games I got circled. I've been waiting on a big game like this. You know what I'm saying? Look, I think if you want to look, if you're a betting person, if you look where the money going at in the betting odds, you can understand. I'm at 4K. I'm at 4,000 subs. Oh, let's go. I'm at 4,000. I'm at 4,000. Wow. Matt, I'm at 4,000 subs. I've been in school. I ain't been checking the YouTube like that. You know, I don't really be checking it like that, but I'm at 4,000 subs. Oh, let's go. I want to give a special shout out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits that's been pushing this channel, supporting this channel throughout the years. Y'all know I don't do this for, clicks and views. I don't really do it, to get a lot of subscribers and, and outrageous takes and all that. I do it because I love football. I love talking about it. And whatever comes along with that as far as the subscriber base, I'm cool with that. I'm not a media head. I'm not trying to push a media channel. I don't go begging for interviews with coaches and players and all that stuff like that. I don't go looking for handouts from other channels. I do it all here. I don't do it for sponsorships. I just do it for the love of football. And and that at the end of the day, I really do appreciate the people that subscribe to the channel. All 4,000 people that subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate that. And I need to do a giveaway for that. I need to do a giveaway. Yeah, every time we reach a benchmark, man, I'm gonna do a giveaway, man. I'm gonna do a gift card giveaway. I'm gonna do a gift card giveaway. NFL.com gift card giveaway. I'm gonna do a $50 gift card giveaway. Just because of reaching a benchmark of 4,000 subscribers, so 4,000 subs. So I got 4,000 Pirates and Sea Bandits. You know what I'm saying? To 5,000. So shout out to Matt D. Flormonte for recognizing that. I really do appreciate that. Matt been with me for a while. He's one of the originals. He don't come in the locker room though, but he's one of the originals. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he's one of those guys that's been around for years, just like a few of you guys and gals that's been around for some years, and you follow this channel. This is the second Buckles Locker channel, by the way. A lot of people don't know that. My first channel, I was really, if you really look at it from if my first channel didn't get hacked, I would probably be closer to 10,000 subs. You know what I'm saying? I would probably be closer to 10,000 subs, maybe 12, if my channel didn't get hacked originally. Because when I first started the channel and I was building it, I was catching, I was like one of the few channels that had a lot of action. You know what I'm saying? It was live. It's live right now, but my trajectory was going right. And then when my channel got hacked, you know what I'm saying? I kind of, for like 6 to 8 months, I kind of fell to the wayside a little bit. I started a new channel, I had to start from scratch. So, if I would, if my channel would have never got hacked, I would be closer to 10,000 subs. You know what I'm saying? So, it's all good, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I'm working on creating the logo for the channel. Creating a logo. Buckles like a logo. I'm gonna play around with image creator, you know what I'm saying, see if I can create something, and see how it looks. I'll probably put each one of them up, see which ones y'all like, or see which one you like, and we'll go from there. And I pick the best one, the best image, and then what comes with that, once you get a logo, you know what comes with that. You got t-shirts and armbands and hats and bandanas and towels and all that stuff like that. Hashtag t-shirts and all that stuff like that. So we getting there. I'm working on some things in the background. If you noticed, I haven't really been doing a lot of live videos, like camera videos, but I'm working on some stuff in the background. So it's all good, folks. We getting there. We in this together. But let's get back to this San Francisco versus Tampa Bay game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to San Francisco. The weather will not be great. It'll be okay. It won't be no monsoon or nothing like that, but it ain't gonna be warm. It ain't gonna be sunny in San Francisco like that. It might be sunny, but you get what I'm saying. It's we in the wintertime now. So it's gonna be cold out there. Hopefully the Bucs can overcome that. But at the end of the day, when you do the breakdown of this game, and you guys can discuss this in the comment section, in the chat. This is one of those games I circled. Eagles, Lions, Saints, Bills, 49ers. I circle these games for a reason, because I always want to know what the Bucs, what are they? Who are they? Who are they really? What kind of team is this? Who are they really? It's probably bad English, but you get what I'm saying. Who are they? And if you want to know what type of team your team fall under, or what tier they fall under, where they fall in at, these games will give you a better idea of what type of team you're rooting for, or what type of team that you see moving forward. Because beating bad teams, you're supposed to do that, right? Those are gimmies, right? Not saying every game is a gimme, but every game is tough, but you're supposed to beat the bad teams. But what defines a team is what you do against the competition that is equal or better. Every year we see this across the NFL, teams with tough schedules or tough games. Every team in the NFL don't have an easy week, if that makes sense. Every week is not going to be easy. Some weeks are going to be tougher than others. Some weeks are going to be easier, but every game is going to be a challenge, right? Whether it's coming out of it healthy, playing well, winning the game is most important, right? And when you look at this game, if you look at the aspects of this game, you look at the breakdown of this game, this, in my opinion, this is just in my opinion, when you look at both teams, when you look at the San Francisco 49ers and you look at the Bucs, and you just look at what I just said, and you just kind of mesh that with this game this Sunday on the road. This game is super hard for the Bucs. This is super hard. This is one of the teams in the NFL that the Bucs do not match up well against from top to bottom. Going into the game, they don't match up well. Do I really need to do a breakdown of the position groups and who has the advantage in the position groups? Do I really need to do that? Just from an overall perspective, forget the breakdowns. Just overall, we don't match up well at the most important positions or the position groups. The trenches, coaching, running back, the balance, play calling, offensively and defensively, we just don't match up well. And it's okay. Now, can the Bucs win the game? Of course. Of course they can win the game. Don't get me wrong. Look, any given Sunday, I get it. Trust me, I get it. But I always say this. I always use this piece before I say things like this. Going into the game, if you had to pick a team, who are you picking going into the game? Who is the better team going into the game? Now, during the game, the Bucks can be the better team. We've seen some upsets throughout this season, right? We've seen it. But going into the game, who is the better team from top to bottom? And remember, this is the same team that beat the Bucks, I believe, was like 35-7 last year with Tom Brady. And if you look at the Bucks team this year versus last year, it's pretty much the same team. Can't run the ball, not great in the red zone. Passing game is okay. Running game terrible. Interior not good. Pass rush inconsistent. Coverage inconsistent. It's literally the same team, just a different quarterback and a couple rookies. But this is a test for the Bucks to see where they at. Now remember, the Titans game was a bounce back game, which the Bucks performed well. I gave them a B+, B+, right? They performed well. They did what they had to do. But this is not the Titans. Now, Todd Bowles and Kyle Shanahan, that's the matchup right there, right? Todd Bowles defensively playing the 49ers based on last year. That's not a good matchup. Even if the Bucks play more man, it's still not a good matchup because Kyle Shanahan's play calling can beat zone and man. Now, it will come down to Brock Purdy playing well. Now, he's had some stinkers, right? He has limitations, but just like Baker Mayfield, what makes him look good is the players around him. You know, Brock Purdy is not the type of quarterback that's just going to be like, I'm going to make everybody better. They make him look better. Because if you look at the pieces around Brock Purdy, elite. They got a player at every position that's like pretty much top 5, top 10. Damn near. You know what I'm saying? So Brock Purdy at best is mediocre as far as a quarterback and his abilities. But he's in the perfect system. Any quarterback, and I will say this. This goes for most quarterbacks, not just Brock Purdy. This is Baker Mayfield. Most quarterback. If you're with the right coach and he's high level, he understands offense and stuff like that. If you with that type of coach, most quarterbacks are going to look good. Most quarterbacks are going to look good if they are with a high level head coach and OC. If that makes sense. So you can stick Baker Mayfield on this same team and literally you will get the same results. They're going to win. Not because of Baker Mayfield, just because of the coaching, the play calling, and the talent around him. If that makes sense. Am I making sense? Am I making sense to y'all? You can stick a bunch of quarterbacks in this system and they're going to look good. This is why they look at Brock Purdy and say that's a system guy. Because from a quarterback perspective, from a physical talent and making the throws and playing quarterback at a high level, we're not looking at Baker Mayfield. We're not looking at Brock Purdy like, yeah, Brock Purdy's a monster. There's only a few monsters in the NFL at the quarterback position. That's why they break them down to tiers. Brock Purdy literally is a middling quarterback at best. He's just surrounded with high-level talent and a high-level head coach / play caller. You see, there's a reason why they have the NFL draft. It's a reason why they do player evaluation. It's a reason why Brock Purdy went in the 7th round. See, I watched Brock Purdy at Iowa State. I didn't see this. And it's what's so interesting about Brock Purdy as I dive into this matchup against the Bucks defensively. The Bucks defense can cause a lot of problems for Brock Purdy. But see, what protects him is Kyle Shanahan, elite play caller. He doesn't make the offense that the 49ers run is not designed to throw in tight windows. This is why I always tell people this when it comes to the quarterback position. Be careful how you evaluate quarterbacks when they're playing well in a system designed to make them look good. There are several quarterbacks that you will take over Brock Purdy any day. Don't get me wrong, from a talent standpoint. But there's a reason why he went in the 7th round. But he's surrounded with high-end talent. And you can't blame Brock Purdy for that. You can't blame him for that. That's just the 49ers GM, John. Shout out to John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan in the front office and their minions doing what they're supposed to do. To surround a marginal talented quarterback, a marginal quarterback talent-wise with the pieces around him. I would say out of 32 teams, you can probably throw in 27 quarterbacks in that system, and they're still going to win 6, 7, 8. That record will probably be still the same. It won't be that much of a drop-off. Because if you look at Brock Purdy and some of those throws he's made during the season, those plays are designed to be wide open. How many times have you seen Brock Purdy make the tough throws? A lot of the times this guy is wide open. Remember, when I say open, in the NFL, if you have a couple inches of separation from the cornerback, that's open. So a lot of the times you see Brock Purdy throws, the guys are open. And also another factor that the Bucs defense gonna have to watch out is yak. Brock Purdy, a lot of his passing yards, I'm not saying all of them, but I would probably say at least 50% of his passing yards have been yak. With that, if those of you that don't know what it means, it's yards after catch. That means when you catch the ball, how many yards are you getting after you make the catch at the initial point? In my opinion, I mean, it's probably a fact, but I'm just being modest here. But at least half of his yards are yak. At least probably, like, you know what I'm saying. I might be off 5, maybe 3, 4, 5%, but you get what I'm saying. And the 49ers offense is designed to yak you to death, because the play calling is designed to get guys open and get them guys on the move and make big plays, to be put in a position to make big plays. The Bucs defense is going to have a tough task in trying to limit the big plays via yak, with George Kittle, Deebo Samuels, Brandon Ayuk, those, Christian McCaffrey. I mean, when they all healthy, the 49ers are one of the teams that not many teams beaten, especially if you're a mediocre middling team. Now, granted, if any given Sunday, any team can win, but if both teams are playing well in this particular game, if the Bucs are playing well and the 49ers are playing well, the 49ers are going to win, if that makes sense. That means both teams don't turn the ball over. Both teams play at their peak levels right now. If both teams are at their peak levels, the 49ers win. There's no question about that. Neither team turns the ball over. Both teams play well. The 49ers win. Because all teams are not created equal, even if they're playing well together at the same time against each other. Because this could be a solid game for the Bucs. Don't get me wrong. This could be a solid game for the Bucs, and the Bucs can play well. Baker Mayfield throws the ball around. You know what I'm saying? Running game, it is what it is. But Baker Mayfield plays well. He 204 yards, 2 touchdowns. No picks. He got sacked a few times. And you look up at the scoreboard, it's 28-17. The Bucs played well, but also the 49ers are in general better. And that's no knock on the Bucs. Now, I'm not going to hold my head down and say, oh, the Bucs are terrible and they're going to get blowed out. I'm not going to say that, because I'm going to stand by my team. Even if they're playing the 49ers, I know the 49ers are better. I know that, but I'm not going to down my team like we got no shot. But I do also factor in football logic over emotion. I do understand that the 49ers are a better team, a better organization from top to bottom. Now, have the 49ers struggled? Of course. They got back on the winning track. They went into Jacksonville and beat a, average to above average team in Jacksonville. Now, I'm not a big fan of Trevor Lawrence. I think he has a limitation. But they beat the Jacksonville Jaguars pretty soundly. Right? And then you look at the Bucs coming into town. This is a home game. Home games are. Teams play way better when they're at home. So please understand, regardless of the outcome of the game, this is not a knock on the Bucs. If the Bucs win, I'm all for it. I'm with it. I'm with it. If the Bucks beat the 49ers, I'm all for it. Because I'm going to be rooting. Don't get me wrong. But remember, prior to the game, I'm going to give you the real point of view from my view, right? From my football view. And if you look at the systems, and the reason why I started out with Brock Purdy versus the Bucks defense, or Kyle Shanahan offensive play calling versus Todd Bowles defense, Todd Bowles is going to run man, but that's you know how dangerous that is against an offense like this. That means you have to be disciplined for 60 minutes. Well, I would say, well, shoot, 60 minutes, you got to play good. You got to play at a high level, because if the 49ers kind of getting their groove back, you look up at that scoreboard, it'll be 17-0 before halftime. The crowd's into it, the defense rushing the passer, with Bosa and Chase Young, and I'll get to them in a little bit. This could be very overwhelming for the Bucks because the Bucks are not playing at a high level. Remember, the Bucks just beat a bad Titans team coming off of a losing streak. So how much stock do you put in the Titans win? You got to put some stock in it, right? Because it was a win. But who had the better win going into the game? The Bucks had a home game against a bad team. 49ers went on the road and beat probably a playoff team on the road at home at their house and beat them easily. Beat them easily with no problem. The Jacksonville Jaguars had no shot in beating the 49ers at all. If you go back and watch that game, first quarter, you knew it was a wrap. Now, as far as fast forward to this game, Sunday, I don't want to be looking at this game and be like, oh, it's a wrap in the first quarter. You got to put up some fight. You just can't let the 49ers just slap you around like a little kid. What up, Damian? You got to show some fight, and the Bucks just got to weather the storm. That's the question. Can the Bucks weather the storm? Because there's it's like basketball, the game of run. So the 49ers going to have their little run. They're going to be moving the ball. They're going to score. Look, the 49ers going to score. We do know that. They're going to score unless they sugar honey iced tea to bed, right? But they're going to score. Now the question is to you Bucks fans and Pirates and Sea-Bands, how much do you trust Todd Bowles to have the right game plan to minimize San Francisco's offense? Because I'm going to give you this right here. San Francisco offense is averaging 28 points a game. That's third in the NFL. The Bucks are averaging offensively 19 points a game. That's 22nd in the NFL. So the 49ers are damn near 10 points better on average offensively per game. What does that tell you? Advantage San Francisco, right? San Francisco offense versus the Bucks defense. The Bucks defense, they give up 19 points a game, which is good. But the 49ers score 28 points a game. So the Bucks defense give up 19 points a game, and the offense scores 19 points a game. So in other words, the Bucks, to win this game, they're going to have to score over 20 points to win this game. San Francisco averages 383 yards a game. 6 yards a play, second in NFL, third in NFL yards per game, fifth and third down conversions. The Bucks are 26th defensively in third down conversions, stopping opponents. 26. So on third downs, you want to circle that in this game, folks. Bucks defense on third down and 49ers offense on third down. It's a mismatch. They're sixth in the red zone as far as percentage. 61% of the time they score touchdowns. Sixth in the NFL. The Bucks defensively are 10th in it, are number one in the NFL in red zone. That's another matchup. So third downs in red zone, the money downs. This is where the game's going to be decided. This is where the game is going to be decided on both sides of the ball. Can the Bucks defense hold the 49ers from scoring in the red zone? The Bucks have the number one red zone defense in the NFL. You get in the red zone, you ain't really going to score. You probably win a field goal. But the 49ers red zone, it's pretty good because of play calling. The 49ers average 3 TDs a game. They average 21 points a game alone just on TDs. So what does that tell you? For the Bucs to win this game, they need to score over 21 points. You have to. You have no choice. The 49ers run the ball very, very well. They run the ball 50% of the time, second in the NFL. 4.4 yards a rush, top 10 in rushing yards a game, rushing yards per game, rushing TDs. The Bucs run defense is really good. Top 10 in every category, pretty much. So, once again, this is another area you want to circle. Bucs run defense versus the 49ers run offense. Two strengths of the team. Who has the will to win that matchup in the trenches? Vita, Clancy, Nelson, Barrett, Tryon, Yaya. Got to step up. Stop the run. And based on what the numbers say, they can do it. This is not as bad as you think it is, folks. San Francisco passes the ball 49% of the time, 31st in the NFL. They're a very balanced team. They run the ball 50% of the time, and they pass the ball 49% of the time. They are a very balanced team. So you don't know what they're going to do. You don't know what they're going to do. They can run or throw the ball at any down. The completion percentage, top 10, 68%. What up, you wish? Passing yards per play, 8.8 passing yards per play, number one in the NFL. Why? Because of the yak. I told y'all this about 10 minutes ago. The yak, 10 minutes ago. The yak. They averaging 8 yards a throw. Passing attempts a game, only 28. So they minimizes Brock Purdy's throwing the ball too much. 28 attempts a game. That's 32nd in the NFL. They last in the NFL as far as passing attempts. Why? Because they don't want Brock Purdy with the full burden of carrying the offense. The Bucs pass defense. Opponents pass the ball on the Bucs pass defense 63% of the time. Damn. The completion percentage, 66% against Bucs defense. Yards per play, 7.1. That's bad for the Bucs pass defense. Passes per game, attempts, 37 attempts against Bucs pass defense. So people love throwing the ball against the Bucs secondary because the Bucs secondary is not good, folks, even with Winfield Jr. Opponents averages 266 yards per game, 31st in the NFL. Yards allowed per game, 266. What does that tell you, folks? Kyle Shanahan, he's going to be trying to exploit that Bucs secondary. It's bad, folks. The Bucs pass defense is bad. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. And that right there, if the Bucs were to lose that game, that would be probably the downfall. Having Brock Purdy looking like he Patrick Mahomes. The 49ers are probably the most balanced team in the NFL. Run-pass ratio. This is what makes them dangerous. It's hard to beat a team when you don't know what they're going to do every down. And their running back can catch. Their O-line blocks very well. That outside wide zone scheme, that's dated back to Mike Shanahan's years at the Denver Broncos. Kyle Shanahan took that and modernized it at a higher level. It's more efficient now. And you got to have running backs that can read those cuts. So the advantage in the trenches for the San Francisco 49ers offensively goes to San Francisco. The Bucs D-line does not match up well against San Francisco's offensive line. It just don't. It just don't. It don't. It doesn't translate well. San Francisco's O-line is just better than the Bucs D-line, right? They got, the tackle position. They solidified there. The interior blocks pretty well. You know what I'm saying? It's all designed well. Can the Bucks get pressure stopping the run and also get pressure on Brock Purdy when it's time to throw the ball on third downs? Can they do it? Man, hold up. Should I keep going? Should I keep it going? Now the Bucks offensively against San Francisco defense, that's another bad matchup going into the game. The Bucks average 19 points a game, 22nd in the NFL. Yards per game, 22nd in the NFL. Points per play, 20th in the NFL. Yards per play, 21st in the NFL. Third downs, 17th in the NFL. Red zone, 28th in the NFL. Tease the game, 22nd in the NFL. So as good as Baker Mayfield numbers, see, this is why you really can't get caught up in the numbers. Once you get past the surface level of Baker Mayfield numbers, 14 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 2,100 yards. Once you get past that face value of numbers and you start looking at the overall breakdown of the offense, you be like, underwhelming. This is why you got to separate the numbers versus the eye test. And that most Bucks fans know, we watched the Bucks offense all season long, and we be scratching our heads. So the scratching our heads and looking at these numbers, points a game, yards per game, points per play, yards per play, third down conversion, red zone scoring percentage. It's like, damn, the Bucks offense is really below average, despite Baker Mayfield putting up pretty good numbers, right? So what does that tell you? They're limited offensively. This is why math is needed in the NFL, because sometimes when you have to look at the numbers, you can't just look at the typical passing yards and the touchdowns and interception ratio, even though they're big deals in yards. But once you start breaking the overall offensively scheme down, Dave Canales overall has been very underwhelming. The numbers don't lie, folks, and the tape don't lie. Granted, I get it. We've had some good games, we've had some good moments, but just from an overall perspective, from an average perspective, the Bucks offensively is 20 in the 20s. In the 20s. On third downs, the Bucks are basically right at average. Remember, there's 32 teams in the NFL, and the Bucks are 17th in third down conversion. That's the middle of the pack. You're just average. And being average in the NFL on third downs doesn't equate to a lot of wins. It keeps you in the middle of the pack or at the bottom. Remember during the season, remember when the rushing attempts per game for the Bucks was like 48, 49, something percent? Here we are at week 10, the Bucks run the ball 41% of the time now. That rushing percentage has dropped. Think about that, folks. The rushing plays percentage has dropped. Because remember, when the Bucks were, Dave Canales was running the ball quite a bit in the first, several weeks of the season. Now the Bucks are at 41%. They throw the ball 58% of the time. Interesting, right? He changed some things. Baker Mayfield's throwing the ball a little bit more now. Now, granted, it's not equating to high-level offensive play, but there's pockets where they look good. Now, if you look at the 49ers defense, they only give up 15 points a game, second in the NFL. Yards per game, 304 yards. They're fifth in the NFL in yards per game, given up allowed. Yards per play, 7th. Third down conversion, they're 19th, which is interesting. Red zone, they're 19th. So you can score in the red zone against the 49ers, but they don't give up a lot of yards. They don't give up a lot of yards defensively. Their run defense is second in the NFL. Run percentage, as far as run plays percentage. They're 13th in the NFL in yards per rush. Opponents don't run the ball that much against the 49ers, only 20 attempts. So I don't expect the Bucks to run the ball a lot against the 49ers. Rushing yards allowed per game, they're 4th in the NFL. So what does that tell you? The Bucks are not going to be able to run the ball against the 49ers. They haven't shown that all season long. They can run the ball on nobody. So the Bucks, going to the game, the Bucks are basically already one-dimensional. It sucks. But the Bucs can move the ball through the air. They can. The 49ers secondary can be got. They give up 66% completion percentage, 22nd in the NFL. But passing yards per play, 5.8, 5th in the NFL. Opponents throw the ball a lot against the 49ers because they're down a lot, right? 38 times a game. They give up 220 yards a game, 221, middle of the pack. They sack the quarterback 6% of the time. What does that tell you, folks? And the time of possession, they're 6th in the NFL offensively and having the ball in their possession. The Bucs, on the other hand, are 22nd in the NFL as far as TOP, time of possession. So you do the math, folks. I'm just giving you the overview and a little bit of breakdown on what you're going to get with the Bucs and the 49ers. Yeah, I can go drill down more about this game and really get into it, but y'all get where I'm going with this. What's your prediction? What's your score prediction for this game? You got the Bucs winning, you got the Bucs losing. What you think the score is going to be? I'll give you my prediction. I got the 49ers winning. This is one of the games I had the Bucs losing. And as far as my score, my schedule prediction, as far as the current record right now, the Bucs are right on track. The Bucs are right on track at 4-5. Halfway through the season, I had them at 4-5 at this point. And after this loss, they'll be 4-6. But that's pretty much where I had them at this point of the season. So I'm pretty much on track for the 7-10 season. But I do have the 49ers winning. I think the Bucs offense gonna have some surprises and play well in spots and spurts, but the overwhelming just 49ers just an overall better team. I think it's going to be, the score is probably going to be, I'm going to take a guess at this, 31-13. No. I'm not looking at I'm not even looking at the conversation. I'm looking in the air right now. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to say 27-10. 27-10. Yep, 27-10. I think the Bucs are going to struggle offensively. Sounds about right. Now, the Bucs can't surprise us, don't get me wrong. But just 49ers going to hit their stride. Trent Williams is healthy. Debo is healthy. You know, I just think they just overall better, top to bottom, and especially in the trenches. Defense and the Bucs offensive line, especially in the interior, I just don't see it holding up. Baker Mayfield gonna get frustrated. He's gonna get sacked. He's gonna get hurried a few times with Chase Young and Nick Bosa coming at him, with Fred Warner. You know, they just got a ton of guys, man. It's just like, damn, you know, how can we stop this avalanche? What can the Bucs do offensively to minimize the impact of the 49ers D-line? Can the Bucs? This is what I'm saying. If the Bucs can if they could run the ball better, this can be a lot easier. But they just can't run the ball, and you basically putting the onus on Baker Mayfield. You putting too much pressure. The Bucs offensively is putting too much pressure on Baker Mayfield, especially in a game like this. It's not going to work. You think Baker Mayfield for to sit back for 40 plays and throw the ball around against 49ers defense? When has he shown he can do that against a good defense? Don't worry, I'll wait. The Bucs fall to 4-6. I wouldn't trip about this game, folks. I wouldn't trip. If you know football and you understand football, you wouldn't trip about this game. But the Bucs can surprise you, though, right? This could be one of those games where you'd be like, how did the Bucs win this game, right? But, you know, I'm just sticking with reality. You know, if the Bucs can run the ball, it can make things so much easier and better for Baker Mayfield in the Bucs passing game. But if the Bucs, I would say this, if Baker Mayfield throws the ball 35, 40 times this game, it's gonna be like, oh man, you know, you asking for trouble. If the Bucs can find a balanced attack, the Bucs can surprise the 49ers, to be honest with you.
This meeting is being recorded.
So, you know. But anyway, I got the Bucs losing the game 27-10, falling to 4-6. I know, folks, it's a head scratcher, man. But we'll see what's gonna happen moving forward. Shouts out to all the Powers and Sea Bandits. Thank you for joining. Sunday, folks. Be there or be square. Buckles Locker is out. I'll see y'all Sunday. And don't get mad at this game, folks. Keep your head up. We still got half of the season left. I'm out.